Mr. Phileas Fogg wagered £20,000 that he could travel around the world in 80 days. Today, you will improve your English with this incredible adventure story. Hello and welcome. Today, we will practice English with a summary and facts about the classic novel, Around the World in 80 Days. I will speak in slow and clear English for you. First, you will hear the full story in English. Then, we will review the story with English and Spanish text shown together. After that, we'll learn key vocabulary and a useful expression. Finally, we will have some questions to test your understanding. Let's begin. Our story begins in London in 1872. Phileas Fogg is a very rich and punctual English gentleman. He lives a quiet life, following a precise daily routine. One day, at his gentleman's club, the Reform Club, he gets into a debate about a new railway in India. The other members say it is now possible to travel around the world in 80 days. Fogg, confident in his calculations, makes an astonishing wager. He bets £20,000, half of his fortune, that he can complete the journey in exactly 80 days. That very evening, he and his newly hired French valet, the energetic Jean Passepartout, leave London to begin their incredible race against time. As Fogg and Passepartout travel through Europe by train and then to Egypt by steamship, news of the wager spreads. A detective from Scotland Yard named Fix becomes convinced that Fogg is a bank robber who is using the bet as an excuse to escape England. Fix decides to follow Fogg around the world, waiting for an arrest warrant to arrive so he can capture him and claim the reward. He becomes a constant, hidden obstacle for our travelers, often trying to delay them without revealing his true intentions. In India, they encounter their first major problem. They discover that a section of the railway line is not finished. A true Victorian gentleman never gives up, so Fogg calmly buys an elephant for a very high price to cross the jungle. This part of the journey is slow and difficult, but it leads them to an unexpected and dramatic event. They see a group of people preparing a traditional, but terrible, ceremony called Sati. A young, beautiful woman named Aouda is going to be sacrificed. Phileas Fogg, though focused on his schedule, has a strong sense of honor. He decides they must save her. With Passepartout's clever and brave plan, they rescue Aouda during the night. Aouda, who is educated and speaks English, is incredibly grateful. With no family left in India, she agrees to travel with them, hoping to find a cousin in Hong Kong. Fogg's precise journey now includes a third companion, adding an element of humanity and care to his mathematical adventure. The group reaches Hong Kong, but Detective Fix is still following them. Desperate to keep Fogg on British territory until the warrant arrives, Fix decides to sabotage their plans. He takes Passepartout to an opium den, a place where people smoke a powerful drug. He gets Passepartout intoxicated so that he cannot inform Fogg that their ship to Yokohama, Japan, is leaving earlier than scheduled. As a result, Fogg and Aouda miss their ship, while Passepartout, in his confused state, manages to get on board alone. Fogg, showing his resourcefulness, finds another boat to take him and Aouda to Japan. Meanwhile, Passepartout arrives in Yokohama with no money and no master. To survive, he joins a traveling circus as an acrobat. In an amazing coincidence, Fogg and Aouda attend that very circus, looking for Passepartout. They see him performing at the top of a human pyramid. The reunion is chaotic but successful, and the three travelers are finally together again, ready to cross the vast Pacific Ocean to America. Their journey across America on the Transcontinental Railroad is full of adventure. They see herds of bison that stop the train for hours and cross dangerous bridges. The most dramatic event happens when their train is attacked by a band of Sioux warriors. Passepartout shows great courage and manages to detach the locomotive to save the other passengers, but he is captured by the attackers. Fogg does not hesitate. He chooses to risk his wager to save his loyal friend, and leads a rescue mission with some American soldiers. They successfully rescue Passepartout, but they have missed their train. They are now far behind schedule. Fogg finds a creative but expensive solution. a wind-powered sledge to travel over the snow to the next station. They make it to New York, only to find that their ship to Liverpool has already departed. Fogg's determination is unbreakable. He finds a cargo ship, bribes the crew, and takes command, setting a direct course for England. When the ship runs out of coal, he buys the ship from its captain and starts burning its wooden parts to keep the steam engine running. They arrive in Liverpool, finally back on British soil. They are only a few hours away from London and victory. But at this exact moment, Detective Fix finally gets his warrant and arrests Phileas Fogg. Fogg is thrown in jail. A few hours later, the real bank robber is caught, and a devastated Fogg is released. He is free, but he believes he is too late. He has lost the wager by just a few minutes. He returns to his home in London, financially ruined but calm, with Aouda and Passepartout by his side. Back in his London home, Fogg is serene. He has lost his fortune, but he tells Aouda that he has gained her, and that makes him happy. Aouda, who has fallen in love with him, confesses her love too and asks him to marry her. Fogg agrees and sends Passepartout to arrange the marriage for the next day, which they believe is Monday. But Passepartout rushes back a few moments later, completely out of breath. He has discovered a shocking truth: it is not Monday, it is Sunday. They are not late at all. By traveling eastward around the world, they traveled towards the sun, and so they gained one full day by crossing the international date line. They have 24 hours more than they thought. Fogg realizes he can still win. He rushes to the Reform Club, arriving at the last possible second to win the wager. He did not get richer, because he spent almost all the money on the trip. But he won something much more valuable: the love of Aouda and the proof that with determination and courage, anything is possible. Our story begins in London in 1872. Phileas Fogg is a very rich and punctual English gentleman. He makes an astonishing wager, £20,000. He and his valet, Passepartout, begin their race against time. Nuestra historia comienza en Londres en 1872. Phileas Fogg es un caballero inglés muy rico y puntual. Hace una apuesta asombrosa, 20,000 libras. Él y su ayudante de cámara, Passepartout, comienzan su carrera contra el tiempo. A detective named Fix believes Fogg is a bank robber. He follows them around the world to arrest him. Fix becomes a constant, hidden obstacle. Un detective llamado Fix cree que Fogg es un ladrón de bancos. Lo sigue por todo el mundo para arrestarlo. Fix se convierte en un obstáculo constante y oculto. They decide to rescue a young woman named Aouda. Passepartout's clever plan works. Aouda joins them on their journey. Deciden rescatar a una joven llamada Aouda. El ingenioso plan de Passepartout funciona. Aouda se une a ellos en su viaje. In America, their train is attacked by Sioux warriors. Passepartout is captured. Fogg risks his wager to save his friend. En América, su tren es atacado por guerreros Sioux. Passepartout es capturado. Fogg arriesga su apuesta para salvar a su amigo. By traveling eastward, they gained a day. He arrives at the Reform Club at the last second. He wins the wager and something more valuable, love. Al viajar hacia el este, ganaron un día. Llega al Reform Club en el último segundo. Gana la apuesta y algo más valioso, el amor. Great. Now let's learn some key vocabulary from the story. First word, wager. A wager is a more formal word for a bet. It's an agreement to risk money on an uncertain outcome. For example, Phileas Fogg made a wager of £20,000. Next, punctual. To be punctual means to be on time. Not late. Phileas Fogg was an extremely punctual man, everything in his life happened at the exact same time every day. And finally, obstacle. An obstacle is something that blocks your way or makes it difficult to do something. Detective Fix was a major obstacle for Phileas Fogg's journey. Today's useful expression is, to race against time. This means you have to do something very quickly because there is very little time available. Phileas Fogg had to race against time to travel the world in only 80 days. Can you think of a time you had to race against time? Excellent. Now it's time to check your understanding. I will ask a question, and you will have a moment to think of the answer. Question 1. What was the amount of Phileas Fogg's wager? He wagered £20,000. Question 2. Who is the detective that follows Phileas Fogg? The detective's name is Detective Fix. And question 3. How did Phileas Fogg win the bet in the end? He gained a day by traveling eastward, crossing the international date line. Question. What was the amount of Phileas Fogg's wager? A. He wagered £20,000. B. ¿Cuál fue la cantidad de la apuesta de Phileas Fogg? R. Apostó 20,000 libras. Question. How did Phileas Fogg win the bet in the end? A. He gained a day by traveling eastward. B. ¿Cómo ganó Phileas Fogg la apuesta al final? R. Ganó un día al viajar hacia el este. Congratulations on finishing this lesson. If you enjoyed this story and want to keep improving your English, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more stories. And a question for you, what is your favorite adventure story? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.